Hey there, Ian Iway here, introducing to you the apparatus and procedures for this experiment. First, we will talk about the apparatus. The first apparatus that we are going to use is the flask, wherein we have the distillation flask and the receiving flask. Next is that we are going to use a condenser, which is used to condense vapor, turning them into liquids by cooling them down. Next is that we have the flask support, and this is used to hold the flask to avoid it from falling. Next is that we will use a graduated cylinder. Another is the Bunsen burner, and this is used for heating, sterilization, and combustion. And lastly, a thermometer, which is used to measure the boiling point and the freezing point during experiments. Now, let's talk about the procedures for this experiment. The first step is to pack the condenser tube with crushed ice and add sufficient water to cover the condenser tube and sustain a temperature between 0 to 1.1 degrees Celsius. Step 2 is to wipe the condenser tube to separate any liquid remaining from the previous experiment. Step 3. Weigh the specimen in a 100 ml cylinder at 0 to 4.5 degrees Celsius and move it straight to the distillation flask. Note that the flask and the cylinder must be chilled to a temperature of 0 to 4.5 degrees Celsius before use. Step 4 is to insert the thermometer and secure it in the flask with an appropriate cork, so that the lower of the capillary tube is on level with the inside bottom of the vapor outlet tube. Step 5 is to insert the distilling flask at the opening on top of the asbestos board with the vapor outlet placed into the condenser tube. Step 6. Cover the top of the cylinder with a piece of blotting paper. When everything is ready, exert heat directly at a constant rate so that we can adjust that the first drop of the condensate falls from the condenser in not less than 5 minutes. Step 8 is to adjust the heat so that the first 10 ml distillate shall be recovered in not less than 3 minutes or more than 4 minutes.